watching HuffPost Live. I'm Nancy Red, and you met him on Oprah, watched him on The Nate Berkus Show, and now you can see him make design dreams come true on a brand new show, American Dream Builders. One thing's for sure, when we're talking about making investments in our home, unanimously, it's the kitchen that people absolutely say it's a great investment. Janet, are you there?
Yes, I am.
I know that you have a question about this very, very important room in the house.
Yes, I do. We have lived in our home for 24 years, and we've done little improvements in every space, and the kitchen is the last thing. We've got the original cabinetry and old appliances. It's the original stove, and we were just starting the conversation on what we were going to do. And Nate, give me some advice on where to start. I get one chance to do it and one chance to do it right, so I just need some professional advice.
What a great question. All right, so here's my advice for that. The truth is that you want to use the most classic, most timeless things that you can possibly choose. They don't have to be from a high-end kitchen supply company. You don't have to use custom cabinets. But I would suggest for everyone to do it once. What you do is you buy the best quality appliances that you can afford. Stainless steel is the most timeless thing out there right now. LG Electronics has a great line. White cabinet, absolutely, hands down, single most popular.
White cabinets?
White cabinets, shaker style.
White cabinets?
White wood or white painted cabinets are fine. Marble countertops, Carrara or statuary marble. Buy a good faucet and a great pot filler, and you should have like subway tile, white subway tile on the backsplash, as classic can be. If you want to put a rooster on the counter for your cookies, great, do it. You know, but that needs to be, all that stuff, all the accessories and things like that, all need to be where the personality comes in. You should do the most timeless version of a classic kitchen that you can possibly do, because otherwise you will be succumbing to trends, colored countertops and things that light up, and dyed woods and all these things, and it'll date the home just like your kitchen currently is dated.
When you're talking about homes, I mentioned this earlier, now that I live in Manhattan, the homes we're looking at now versus the homes we were looking at in Los Angeles, it's like a fraction of the space for the exact same amount of money.
Sure.
And when you look in there, you're like, there's so much I'd like to do. Is there even enough space to do it? And HuffPost Home actually wanted to ask you, this is where you began, the small space, this was such a part of your journey. Today, has anything changed? What would your advice be for someone who who doesn't have 3 days, who can't afford to be checked into the hospital,
right?
but who just wants to make one difference in their home that would actually make their small space feel a little bit more livable, feel a little larger?
I think that the most common mistake that people make when they're living in small spaces is they buy apartment-sized furniture. And what you end up is with a lot of things that aren't really comfortable and aren't really a great scale to live comfortably and gracefully. So my advice in a small space, and I've done this over and over and over again, is buy a full-size sofa. Don't, commit. Even if you think, oh, that's gonna be too big because it's gonna take up that whole wall, well, that's good, because that means that you're gonna have 4 comfortable places to sit. You're actually going to be able to invite people over and sit in comfort in your home, as opposed to a small bench and then 4 small chairs. And I think that that's the mistake. The craze of apartment-sized furniture never really made sense to me, because I'd rather have a full-size sofa that is comfortable than 12 pieces of furniture that aren't.
It's a good point, but it's difficult, especially frequently we don't think that full-size furniture is in our budget. We have to go to
I don't think that's true.
big box stores,
or
it seems like everything's like compact.
No, I don't think that's true. I don't think the size of sometimes a smaller scaled, that it's a marketing tool. Think about it.
You think that we're being fooled?
Well, I think that it's another way to market furniture to people. So I don't think that it's a question of budget, an 84-inch sofa or a 60-inch sofa. I think if you do your homework and you're online and you're really comparing prices, you can find, there's websites like One Kings Lane, there's websites, eBay even, Craigslist. I mean, I think now the great thing about design is that everybody really does have access to it at every price.
What I try and do is look at the camera as if it's my friend, or if it's as if it's my husband, or that way you're not looking at the camera as if you're scared of it, like you're interacting with it.